Okay, so today we have the Smiths and Cemetry Gates. Now, this is another live performance from 1986, which was put on their 1988 album. I've been doing that for a while now, and we finally come to Cemetry Gates, which is a song that I don't feel like I've listened to enough of in my own personal life. It's a song that I should listen to more often, so I'm happy to come to this now and listen to it for the first time live. I mean, I guess that's the point of this reaction. So let's get into it, talk about it after a little less than 3 minutes. Here we go.
Sunny day, we'll meet you at the cemetery gates. Keats and Yates are on your side.
Dancing.
A dreaded sunny days, we'll meet you at the cemetery gates. Keats and Yates are on your side. While a wild is on the mind. So we go inside and bravely read the stones. All those people, all those lives, where are they now? With love, with hate, with passions just like mine. They were born and then they lived and then they died. It seems so unfair, oh, I want to cry. You say after ice the sun had gone, said it's such to the dawn. And you claim these words as you gone. The tide ran well and I heard them say 100 times, maybe less, maybe more. Prose and poems, the word you use should be your own. Don't plagiarize or take on alone. And there's always someone somewhere with a big nose who knows and trips you up and laughs when you fall. Will trip you up and laugh when you fall. You sail on down to doors huge, words which can only be known. Use the text from whence was written before 1804. A good sunny day, so let's go where we're happy and I'll meet you at the cemetery gates. So Keats and Yates are on your side. A good sunny day, so let's go where we're working and I'll meet you at the cemetery gates. Keats and Yates are on your side, but you lose, cause the will beloved wild is on mine. Shut up.
Take it, Johnny. Cut it off there. Again, it's a live performance that goes on for a while before they begin the next track, but oh my god. Like I said off the top, Cemetry Gates, this is a song that I don't feel like I listen to enough of in my private life. I forget how good it is. I forget how light it is. And what's crazy is that on the track listing, I gotta say this again, From the Queen is Dead, of course, which again came out in 86, the same year they performed this concert. You have songs, the way it starts, obviously, Queen is Dead is the first track, then Frankly, Mr. Shankly, that's an upbeat one. Then you got I Know It's Over, and then Never Had No One Ever. And then you go into Cemetry Gates, which is like, you have two dark songs, and maybe, you know, I Know It's Over, maybe the most dark song they ever did, and again, Never Had No One Ever is a bleak title. And then Cemetry Gates is just an upbeat, fun fucking track, and it's, I love because it's ironic, it's satirical, it's a parody of different things, it's Morrissey going at critics, and it's like, it's everything balled up into one that Morrissey has done in so many different tracks. So I just love how they go from a dark place to, again, a jangly, I mean, all their songs are jangly, but to a light place. And so I just had to point that out at the get-go because I think it's a bit funny that that's the way it all goes and how the track listing is. But moving on here, with this live performance, this is what I love about doing these reactions to this live performance stuff, because Morrissey, I feel like, and especially the whole band here, especially between Morrissey and Johnny Marr, I feel like they were feeling themselves a lot here. They were very playful with the audience and with each other. They were very just kind of, I don't want to say, I would say with Morrissey, with Moz here, he seemed very flamboyant, but what else is new? The way he's pulling and tugging at his shirt, I'm very surprised that he has his that he's still wearing a shirt. I gotta say that every time because even today, I mean, he rips his shirt off like fucking Hulk Hogan or something in the 80s. It's nuts. But I just really enjoy, again, his how theatrical he is, especially in this concert anyway, in this live setting. He just seemed to be having, I don't know if you want to say having fun, because it's like, does Morrissey ever have fun? I'm sure he does. But he seems to be having fun. He seems, again, to be feeling himself is the only way I can really put it. He seems confident. I want to say he seems very confident on the stage. I mean, again, I know people say, he's melancholic, all these different things. And how in the song too, he's pointing fun at that. But again, you watch this live and you're like, oh, Morrissey seems to be having the time of his life while performing this. And although, I mean, I know the song itself in the studio version is pretty short, less than 3 minutes, and so is this. It feels like they got through it quicker. And I feel like I said that last week too. But it just, the way that he's almost rapping, I mean, the way that he's, I don't want to recite the words, but I'll see you at the Cemetry gates, and this, he's finishing like lines before you even read them. If you're looking at the lyrics, it's just the speed here. He's just going and going and going. And I think about that too. I think about going and going and going and that continuous smooth fluidity, if that's the word. I look at Andy Rourke, and I always say the same shit about Andy Rourke. He's, he's melodic, he's funky. I mean, hello, I say that all the time. But again, he's just so smooth. And you look at Andy's hands here, and I was trying to, take in every member. And it's hard to do that sometimes because Moz is flying, going around dancing like a drunk or whatever. But looking at Andy, and again, he never stops. I mean, look at Johnny Marr, and he's doing his thing, his jangly, breezy thing, and his hands are not always on his guitar. But to me, anyway, every time I look at Andy, he's just doing that continuous, smooth, bass line. And it's just like, my God, Andy Rourke was such a good freaking bassist. It sounds so dumb to say because we know, but it's just, I don't know. I just love watching him perform. You got Mike Joyce behind the band once again, and I probably said it before because I've done so many of these now. But him wearing, I guess, the tank top, the muscle shirt, the wife beater, whatever you want to call it, it's just so fitting compared to not anyone else. I don't think is wearing one because he is just so tight on his kit, and he he's showing, I don't know if he had big muscles or what, but he's, the guns are out there, and he just, every time, I love his timing. I can't say it enough. I love how tight he is with the band, and how he is, of course, like many drummers, is the backbone of the group. And I don't know, I just love watching Mike play. I mean, can I say that much? Just watching him be himself, watching him play at his peak, I would say, again, and here in '86. I mean, The Queen is Dead is, I mean, so many people love all of the albums from the Smiths, but The Queen is Dead has been ranked as one of, if not their best. So again, these guys were just at the top of their game, I want to say here, and soon it was all going to be over. But my God. Anyway, so just to fawn over Mike and Andy there, Craig Gannon, I always say it, but he gives an extra boost to the sound. He makes it even louder, if you want to say that much. And Craig, he was doing a continuous cycle there too with his hands, if you watch him go. And then Johnny, like I said, I talk about how great of a bassist Andy is, but the more you watch Johnny, the more you're like, my God, this guy is just so far ahead of so many different guitarists. He's the what's the fucking word I want to think? He's I can't think of it, but he's the music. He's the music you hear. That could be the backdrop of so many people's lives. And, again, just the way he goes in this track and the way that he ends off the track alone. I just love it. It puts the spotlight on him as, Morrissey falls down or whatever and stops singing and does that growl at the end as he did, in the middle of the track too. But, and then again, all the spotlight is on Johnny, and he's just showing that effortless style. And that's what I love about it. I mean, it just seems like everything came to Johnny so effortlessly, even though it seems like what he was doing was probably, I don't know, hard or whatever. I don't know, at least for me as somebody who doesn't play guitar. But anyway, so I love the vibes. The vibes on this performance, especially of this song, were just immaculate and were just fun. It just felt so upbeat and just so poppy, and that's the point of the track. I feel like, it's a bit of a change in the as I said, in the track listing, and then we go on. And again, with the lyrics, it's not very, I guess, upbeat in a way, because they're walking through a cemetery and they're and they're talking about dead people, and they're debating authors and plagiarism on all those different things. So it's such a Morrissey song in that way, but it sounds vibrant as hell. And thanks to Johnny for that a lot. And again, Andy and Craig and Mike too. I can't fucking take any credit away from anybody. It's hard. But anyway, I guess that's all I got to say on that whole front. And again, watching, the green lights on the band here, I just love the kind of edginess that gives the track. If I want to say edginess, I don't know, but just the raw feel of that whole thing just gives the viewer watching this performance. But you almost feel like you're there. My goodness gracious. So then we go on to the lyrics here. And again, I talked about these lyrics back in the day. Actually, I got to search up the lyrics. I don't have them open. In an album that was so melancholic and so heavy, this song just avoids being all of that. And anyway, I opened up the lyrics here. And just to sum up really what I wanted to say the whole way through there. So we go on. I believe, the chorus starts everything off. Why the hell not? I dreaded sunny day. A dreaded sunny day. Just, again, Morrissey, I feel like, is having a lot of fun here and playing into that character that people see him as. He sees a sunny day like a vampire. So I meet you at the cemetery gates. And I can't do his speed here. So I meet you at the cemetery gates. It's just like, my God, Keats and Yeats are on your side. I dreaded sunny day, so I meet you at the cemetery gates. Keats and Yeats are on your side, while Wild is on mine. And again, I don't know if I already touched on this or what. I probably did before, but this is based on basically his real life, as he would walk through Cemetry with his friend usually as well, and they would just talk about life. And as well, he said that even if he did it alone or with a friend, and that sounds like I could be talking about something else there, but either way, whenever he would walk through a cemetery or just walk, he felt like that was a good escape for his mental health. I saw another thing say that too. But either way, with this whole chorus, it just kind of talks and talks about him being funny, being ironic, all these different things, being a bit of this whole song and this verse, this chorus being a lot of satire, and talking about Keats and Yeats are being on this person's side that he's with. Well, he has Wild. And again, I don't know, and I mean, I've listened to the song for years now and known of the song, but still, I guess he's still being tongue-in-cheek, because I do feel like Keats and Yeats are people that Morrissey has influences from. Again, melancholic writers and poets, and I would imagine you would call Morrissey quite the melancholic writer as well. Anyway, then we go on to the first verse. So we go inside and we gravely read the Stones. The word choice here, we gravely read the Stones, because again, we're looking at graves. Then we go on, all those people, all those lives, where are they now? That's the big question. Are they in heaven, or are they in hell, or does that not exist? I mean, that's the whole point of your whole point of view on life. With the loves and hates and passions just like mine, they were born, and the way that it's not really supposed to be funny, I don't think here, but the way that he's so blunt about it, they were born and they lived and then they died. I don't know why that tickles me, but it does. Seems so unfair. I want to cry. And again, I don't know, could Morrissey actually cry about this? I feel like, yeah, because he is a sensitive guy in that way. But at the same time, too, it seems like he's being a bit more over the top just because the song calls for it. So anyway, it seems so unfair. I want to cry that these people are all dead, especially if you know these people or you were related to these people. Obviously that comes to mind too. Is there anything else I want to point out in this verse? I should look at this more, but again, I guess no. We'll go on to the second verse. You say, ere thrice the sun done salutation to the dawn. Again, references here. And you claim these words as your own, but I've read well and I've heard them said 100 times, maybe less, maybe more. And the way that the second verse here is so wordy, and it might be hard to sing along to that verse. But of course, like I said earlier, we're talking about plagiarism here. People would always kind of, I don't know if it's like people would always, but critics would kind of blast Morrissey for using work. Because again, Morrissey, I've said it so many times, he would take references from books or poems or whatever. He liked to read, and he would use that in songs. Now people would say that's plagiarism. And how he's using plagiarism itself, because some of these lines are used in books when he's talking about these critics and saying, you can't do this or you can't do that. But again, he's being ironic in that way, using plagiarism to talk about how you shouldn't use plagiarism. I don't know. It's just, he's playing chess, everyone else is playing checkers, that whole kind of thing back here in 86. Then you go on to the third verse. If you must write prose and poems, the words you use should be your own. Don't plagiarize or take on loan, because there's always someone somewhere with a big nose, with a big nose who knows and who trips you up and laughs when you fall, who will trip you up and laugh when you fall. And again, I guess that's his caricature of critics and people who would blast the Smiths or whatever for their writing and for plagiarizing and borrowing lines from other people. But even here in 1986, Morrissey is kind of saying everything's already been written, everything's already been said. And I mean, that's kind of a thing that's been said so many times since then, because so what else can you say? Nothing we say really is our own anymore. So, you know, sometimes you might even plagiarize it. You don't even know. I mean, my goodness gracious. Then you have the fourth and final verse. You say, ere long, done, do, does, did. My goodness gracious. Words which could only be your own. And then produce the text from whence was ripped some dizzy whore 1804. And again, it's just some of these lines are so poignant and so, like, grabbing, I guess, again, you know, some dizzy horror 1804. And again, he's just the plagiarism and just how these two people in the story are debating each other, talking about different writers, talking about all these things and talking about lines and references. And no matter what, you know, you could be ripping a text from some dizzy horror in 1804. You might not even know it. As I said, plagiarism is all over the place, and it's been used in music for fucking decades before the Smiths came along. Then you have the chorus again, a dreaded sunny day, so let's go where we're happy, and I meet you at the cemetery gates. And again, that's not a happy thing for a lot of people, I guess, to go through a cemetery, but for me, I would say it's, I don't know if it's a fun, but still, it's a good way to get exercise, good way to walk. I mean, going through cemetery, I don't really look at a cemetery as like a haunting, scary place or whatever the hell. It's just, yeah, I mean, people are dead, that's where you go, it's part of life, what are you gonna do? Anyway, Keats and Yeats are on your side. A dreaded sunny day, so let's go where we're wanted. And I meet you at the cemetery gates. Nowhere else is, you know, there's nowhere else for us. Let's go to the cemetery. Keats and Yeats are on your side, but you lose because whale blubber wild is on mine. Sugar, and that's what the last line is there. That Morrissey, you know, went over the top with at the end of the live performance there when he said it. But yeah, and the whole whale blubber wild is just, he's just being so pushy and so, you know, pushing the envelope a bit further and further on purpose here, and I don't know, I find it a bit droll, a bit funny. And of course, I probably said before, and I don't even know if I said it in this video or not too, because I'm tired as I do this, but I want to get this done. With the whole thing of Cemetery Gates and how it's misspelled, from what I've seen, it's because Morrissey always had trouble spelling that word, so they wrote it that way on purpose, and also it kind of even shows more irony because the whole song is about literature and English, the English language really, and poems and prose and all this. So why not misspell a word for the title? It works out so well. They were just ahead of their time. Good God. So anyway, I guess that's all I'm going to say. I think I was going to go on, but I want to say this one more thing. I'm happy that I listened to the song again, watched this live performance, because it gave me more appreciation for the song. Like I said at the top, it's a song that I don't always listen to from the Smiths, but I forgot how light and airy and funny it was. And like many other Smiths tracks, you know, they have a lot of melancholic songs, but at the same time, they can have fun too, and be I guess, and be a bit witty. Oh, they're always witty, but be more light, and here we are. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all those different things. The song was less than 3 minutes, and this video is long as hell, so I apologize, but I'll talk to you guys again soon.